Ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the live stream.
Hello.
And you might have heard of what happened. So we are kind of restarting again. I don't know if you are aware of it. So like we said, let's dive into it real quick and go through the questions. And in the end, we will end our live stream, isn't it? So I will apologize to who had already started talking about her experience. We will need to restart again, if that's not a problem. Yeah. So let's again talk about our experience again, our experience.
Okay,
And
sorry.
Yeah,
am I supposed to talk about my work experience again?
Unfortunately, yes.
Okay. May I have the question again? So it looks better that way.
Please, would you like to tell us about your work experience?
I work as a young learners teacher in the primary school and kindergarten parts of the school, and I can say that it's satisfying to work with young learners. Actually, they are very young learners. So why satisfying? Why I say it's satisfying? Because it's I can see the results. I can see the output in a short time, very quickly, because they learn. The students learn so fast, so that I can observe their skills improving, and their skills improving, and the I don't know, their development in a short time. So I can say that it's good to work with that level, but of course it has some difficulties because it needs patience, but everything has some difficulties, so it's okay. It's not a big problem.
Yes, and I touched to it a little bit in the previous conversation that we were having. That the last time I visited Pelikan Primary, you told me that I was surprised that you find dealing with young learners, especially the kindergarten. I was surprised you found it easy and you actually preferred being with them than maybe being with the other kids with a little bit of the age that is ahead.
I'm actually happy with. I'm actually happy about the. How can I say? Because I give them the input in the. How can I say that? I don't know. I give them the input in the very basic way. So I can see it's like a building. I can say, for example, it's like a building, and I put the bricks day by day. So I'm happy with that progress, and I'm happy with the situation of constructing a building. So
exactly.
It's and it's I think it's exciting for me because they don't speak in English, and they don't know almost anything about English. So it's exciting for me to make something from the beginning, do something from the beginning, and to observe the progress.
Okay, very good. Mr. Hakan Yunus. Okay.
Yes.
Mr. Hakan Yunus, you have been listening to us for some time.
Yes.
I am 100% convinced that you've got something to share.
Yes, I'm kind of new here. This is my fifth week. Yes, this is my fifth week in this school. I am teaching English to fifth, sixth, and seventh grades here. So far, what I can say, it took a while for us to get used to each other, me and the students. It took a while because I have my own way, and sometimes this is shocking for some students. So it takes like 2-3 weeks for them to get used to my way, my expectations from them. So that was first weeks, let's say that. We know each other for like 2 weeks, to be honest. Me and the students, we know each other. We got used to each other for like 2 weeks. What I can say about them, yeah, they are learning. I mean, they are learning, they remember the things, the rules, the words, the grammar. They improve their listening slowly. I can say that it's gonna take time. It's gonna take time for sure. They memorize the things, they forget the things, which is normal. I just try to promote them to do the things by themselves in their free times. My motto is in language teaching, make English a part of your daily life. If they make English a part of their daily life with some sort of applications, the music appropriate for their level, and then some other educational videos, some other videos again appropriate for them on YouTube, and with the games, etc., they are gonna like it. It's gonna be habit for them. And after that, it's not gonna be a like school lesson for them, not to like study, memorize, take exam, then forget about it. I don't want English be a school lesson for them, because English is the life itself. So they shouldn't consider the English and any other languages as lesson, school lesson. Like open the book, study some, and close the book, and it's finished. It shouldn't be like this. There are many different ways of enjoying the language in different levels. It's not same. I mean, I cannot expect them to go and watch a TV series appropriate for adults. Like they cannot watch it. This is not for their. This is not good for their level. But they can do some other things. I expect them to do this, and they are slowly doing it. I'm asking it repeatedly in my before my lessons. What did you do? I'm asking. This is my question. Not every lesson, but I ask this so often. Let's say that. What did you do? I take the exams. I take the answers from them. Sorry. I want them to answer my question. What did you do? I did this. I did that. I did this. I watched this. I learned this. I'm asking what did they learn and what did they do before my lesson. Occasionally, like often, not every lesson, but often, I ask these questions. And besides that, what can I say? Hopefully, it's gonna be better. Hopefully, it's gonna be better. Of course, every learner is different. Each learner is different. The levels are different. I got better results with adults, and I have worked with the kids and in secondary, in their level too. I had students abroad, for example. We have a, how can I define it? We have a cultural problem. Before we listen, we want to talk. This is something common in Turkey, which I don't like, to be honest. I can criticize ourselves in this case. We don't like listening. We just want to talk. So all these kids, not all of them, let's say 50% of them have this problem. They just want to put a comment without listening or without watching. So occasionally I'm having a hard time for them to promote them to listen something which is going to take a minute or two, or watch a video again which is going to take a minute or two. I'm having hard time in this. But they are getting used to it. I can say that they are getting used to it, having a better attitude towards what I'm showing them on smartboard or on the book, or when we are talking in the class. I can say that it's getting better in this case. So far that's it. I can say that. So far that's it.
Okay. So, Miss Shule, if I heard it correctly, she can correct me, but I think this was the first school she worked after her education, right?
Sorry?
Pelikan School is your first work experience, isn't it?
Pelikan?
Yes.
You talk about Pelikan, right? Yes, it's the first school that I work in.
Directly after graduation.
Yes, directly after graduation. Yes.
Okay. For me, I just worked from two schools. The other experiences there, they were one-on-one sessions that I had, and others are completely not related. So, Mr. Hakan, you've had experiences with other schools too, right?
Yeah, I have worked in Turkey, in Istanbul, and abroad in Kazakhstan. I have been teaching English for in total like a little over 4 years. I have been teaching English.
Oh, that's a great experience. So even if this is not planned, but I'm a little bit curious of when you compare. You say Kazakhstan, right?
Yes, I've been there.
So the Kazakhstan and Turkey, like how the education differs. Like, do they have a similar approach to the way the Turkish look at English?
Well, similarities and differences between two countries. The first one, I can say that their students, they listen, but this is like a habit for them. They listen. Even if they don't understand, they're not troublemakers. They don't yell, they don't cause troubles. It's so rare for them. For example, you have 10 students in your class, like one of them maximum, like so rarely, two of them are troublemakers. But in Turkey, this number goes up to 50%, I can say that. So this is something negative in Turkey compared to Kazakhstan. But that's not something 100% positive, because in Kazakhstan, they arrange the lessons for 80 minutes, for example. Even for the kids, they arrange the lessons in the private sector for 80 minutes. Just think about it. This is impossible in Turkey. You just cannot put a kid in his class and just expect him or her or them to listen you for 80 minutes in a row. They're not gonna do it.
No,
but
even if 50 minutes is a problem.
Yes, but when it comes to feedback, when you check what they learned, what they did, what they are able to do, and usually I notice that they are not learning much. They just sit and listen. So, and usually they hesitate to answer the question. They just sit and listen. So this is not something 100% positive. So they should be a part of the lesson. Of course, the students should be a part of the lesson. They should join the lesson process. They should notice that they are doing, they can do, and grow a self-confidence about the language, about speaking, about listening, understanding in overall. But in Turkey, they join too much with nonsense, without like out of the topic. They just talk and they just yell. In Kazakhstan, they listen much. So in total, in Kazakhstan, they listen too much, and in Turkey, they talk too much. I wish there could be something like middle point. So this is the first thing I can compare. And the other thing, in Kazakhstan, there are two national languages, Russian and Kazakh. And usually Kazakh people, or let's say Turkic people like Uzbek and the Turkmen and Kazakhs, they know Kazakh and they speak Kazakh. not all the part of the country, but Russian is like more common. More people know Russian in Kazakhstan. But in the new generation, they starting after, especially after the growing technology, there's a growing interest about the rest of the world. So they want to be a part of the rest of the world. They're just trying to get rid of their Soviet habits, which was like mostly like a closed community. They are trying to be a part of the world, and being a part of the world is taking time. And the language learning, the first language is English. This is the first step. So they notice that, and then the rate of the language learning among young people, it's so high over there, I can say that.
Wow.
They want to learn, they are trying, they want to learn, they are trying, they spend, even if the ones who doesn't make enough money, the families or the young people, they spend their money on learning languages, which was kind of shocking for me. We are a little bit spoiled in this case because we have been learning English for so long in Turkey, but over there it's kind of new, and they want to do it, and they are trying. They have an ambition, I can say that.
Okay, that's very great. Well, it seems like the screen froze, but can you get my voice?
Me?
Yes.
I didn't get the last word. Can I get what?
My voice. Like, can you hear me? Because okay, the video kind of froze.
I can hear you properly.
Okay. Right. So let's go to the second question, and well, maybe it's a little bit more not objective, it's more subjective. So I don't know how we're going through it, but it goes like, how can we make the school more attractive? I mean, like if you were into the position of changing anything, what would you change to make it more attractive?
School for the kids, right?
Yes.
Well, if in this age, if the students love their teachers, it's the most in the for very young learners, then young learners, then secondary school. They should love their teacher first. If they love their teacher, and they are gonna change, they are gonna grow a better attitude for the school. They will be willing to join the. They will be willing to come to the school, and they will be willing to learn. That's another thing. And then besides that, what can I say? They should be able to see more visual and visual materials, plus listening, and they need to see and they need to listen. It's like old-fashioned methods. It's kind of boring for them. Like grammar teaching, this is that, this is this. If you go through this for 40 minutes, it's gonna be super boring for them. That's the method we learned English back in time in 90s, early 2000, but it's no longer appropriate for them because especially again after the growing technology, they should be able to see the English with visual things. So we have smart boards here, which is a good plus because many schools they don't have it still, and they have to go through old-fashioned ways. But we can apply some sort of music occasionally, some short videos, and again some other things appropriate for the interactive board, which is good for them. Yeah, that's it.
That's it. Okay. Miss Sheila, are you there? Can you hear us?
Yes.
Okay. Can you also follow up with that topic of how to make the school more attractive? Do you have any idea?
What to do to make it more attractive for students?
Yes. Yes. Uh,
Is it the right? Is it the correct question, right?
correct. It is, yeah, it is correct. Yeah.
I'm sorry, but there are too much noise background in the background, but so I don't
From
hear
me,
well.
from me or from you? The, the noise feedback.
I don't know where it is coming.
Where it's coming from? Maybe I think it's coming from your other side.
But it's too much noise.
Here.
So
Uh, if it's coming from Mr. Hakan, you can mute his
Here.
mic. And,
uh, I
okay,
think
now it's okay. Now it's
I
better.
get the question right. To make
Yes,
it
you
more
do.
attractive, to make
Sorry.
the school more attractive for students,
Yeah.
of course, for especially for my learners, it works great to use games and competitions. They love competitions. So yeah, it's, how can I say, it's more attractive when it's more attractive for them when I use these kind of activities in the class. So besides these two, I mostly use more visuals, many
Yeah.
visuals for it's also useful for visual learners. Like I use not only pictures and photographs, and I use I also use cartoons for them in the topic in the yes, in the topic that we are studying at that time, so that they can see the language in a meaningful context, and they yes, they see the language. They can they make a link between the real life materials and the English class. So it's not it's not a class, it's not a lesson for them anymore, and in that way.
Huh. And before we close that, um, is there anything that you think the school would provide for you to facilitate the your teaching process?
Yes, I can take a turn here.
Okay.
I think it's yes, it could be a foreign language classroom, like there yes, there would be all the materials and the yes, there will be all the materials in that classroom, and every time the students have English class, they would come in that classroom, and and for especially for the activities like task-based learning, there would be stations for each steps of the of the activity. There would be stations, and there would be appropriate seating arrangement for pair works and group works, because in a regular classroom environment, it's not the same it's not the same atmosphere with the in a foreign language classroom.
Okay, I get it.
It would be more useful, I think.
And with Mr. Hakan, do you have anything uh, about the last subject that we are talking about? Is there anything that the school can do to improve your teaching process? You are muted. You muted yourself. Oh, I'm muted? I can't hear myself? Oh.
Can you hear me? Oh,
yes,
no.
I can hear. Okay, I can hear right now.
You remember, you muted me because of the noise, because the kids were leaving?
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
That was the thing.
So, but you heard me, right?
I heard you, but once again, please.
Yeah, I was saying, like, is there anything that the school can do to help you or to facilitate you with your teaching process?
Okay. Well, what can school do for us? In general, I can say that in general, they should be making our job easier and make us focus on what we are doing rather than focusing on some sort of paperwork, like time wasting things. And of course, they will have some sort of expectations, which is normal. But these should be appropriate for the nature of the English plus the developments in English, the change, because the language is also changing. Language learning, language teaching is also changing. These things, that expectations should be appropriate for us and for the kids as well. And we should avoid repeating from old methods, which was just because something is done like 20 years ago, that doesn't mean that we should be doing it right now. Because if it is old, if it's no longer valid, we shouldn't be using it. That's one thing. I expect from school to make my job easier, make me focus on what I am doing, and rather than doing some sort of things which are time wasting and not helping neither me nor the kids.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
And yeah, finally, I think it's absolutely like 30 minutes or something. Trying to close the thing and closing our conversation. Can teachers and students be friends, or should the relationship just stick to the teacher being a teacher and the student being a student, and that? Julie, what do you think?
Ladies first. Me first. Okay. They can be friends, but there must be a red line that shouldn't be crossed, because some students, it can be high school students or primary students or secondary school students, they can cross that line. They should still be aware of that. We are not at the same age. We can, I can be friendly, but still I'm a teacher and I'm in charge and I'm responsible of their learning. They should be aware of that. Like, we can be friendly, but we cannot be 100% friends. I cannot be a 10 years old kid's friend, let's say that. But we can be close. We can be close, but we cannot be 100% friend.
Yeah, there are limits. There are limits that should not be.
There must be. There should be.
Okay, Miss Shule, what do you think? What's your opinion to this?
A teacher can be a leader, a mentor, a facilitator, but I don't think that a teacher can be a friend of a student. And I also agree with Mr. Hakan that that there should be a borderline, and that there should be a balance between in the relationship between the teacher and the students.
Yeah. Um, so you also agree with him on the limit and the lines and the red line that cannot be crossed. Mm.
Yeah, yes, I can say that.
Mm. Well, so I think that's pretty much it. And I think we've, uh, we've done uh, more than what we're supposed to do. The questions have been laid out very clearly. And uh, so if you don't have anything to ask me, I think we could put an end to the live stream.
I guess that's it.
Hmm. Okay.
I guess
So
that's
I
it. We
really,
talk about some sort of things,
yeah.
and yeah, I have nothing else to say.
Hmm. Okay, Miss.
I got nothing else to say.
What do you think? What what are your closing remarks on this one?
Do you ask
I
me
cannot
if
hear you
I?
properly.
Yes, I also don't hear.
Yeah, I'm asking Miss Shile her closing remarks, and that will be it.
Okay.
I'm so sorry, but I don't hear well again.
Okay. Maybe
I
Miss Hakan can mute himself so that
yes,
the
please.
sound.
Maybe he can repeat the question for me.
Yeah. Okay.
I guess he said that. I believe he said that. Do you have any last words about this?
Hmm.
Contribute the topic.
Okay, thank you. I don't have anything different to say. So I can say only thank you.
Okay. Thank you too. And yeah, keep your courage up, keep your chin up, and mm, I would like to meet Mr. Hassan. I've never met him. Miss today I met her, and I would like to meet her again. Till then, and may God bless you, and bye bye.
All right. Nice to
Have
meet
a
you.
nice have a nice day.